Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, Siman Kuf Yud, Siman 110, Halacha Yud Gimel. Okay, we are continuing at the baking phase of the matzah. So the halacha begins. Zurichen lezahir shelo lohotzi min tanur. We need to be careful to not take the matzah out of the tanur, out of the oven. Kolzman shelo, excuse me, nefasa katzas. Anytime that it's not at least baked a little bit. There's a minimally baked through amount that you can take it out, and until it has reached that, we should not take it out. What are we referring to? Achim hayu person also, and what is this measure? The one is minimally baked. That is until she'im hayu person also, that if you were to break it, lo hayu ka'ain chutin nimshachen. It wouldn't look like there were strings of dough that are nimshachen, that come out, that stretch. So if you can break it like a cracker, then it's good to go. If you can break it, but then there's some gooey stretchiness to it that wants to come along with it, then obviously you are it is not thoroughly baked enough. So such a matzah, we would be concerned that it would be chametz. It could become a chametz. So what's the issue? Because kodem shirzeh, before it is able to be broken without any kind of doughiness in the middle, hare adain kamo isa. Behold, adain kamo isa. It's still like isa. It's still like dough. So even though it might have a hard crust on both sides, it's still like dough. Now, the matzahs that we bake are so thin that it's hard to imagine this. It just basically bakes in seconds. But there are communities that bake thicker matzahs, and this would definitely be something that they would need to be concerned about. Fine. And when it's a matzah that is not baked thoroughly, and whenever it is outside the tanur, outside the oven, tmaher lahachmitz, it will more speedily become chametz because it's been heated. And remember, if it's heated, it becomes quickly. It speeds up the chametz process. And also frequently when we bake, we're running up on the end of our 18-minute time period. So that also creates problems for us. So those two things can create a more of a likelihood that this might become chametz. So because that we are concerned. Yeah, anytime something can be, when it comes to chametz, we are concerned. Okay, fine. Pagam hamarde, and also the peel, that's the large flat board or metal scoop, shehotziua, that you take it out of, on it, that you basically scoop up the matzah, and the matzah is on this surface. Gam kein osura od lamatzos. It also is usur further to matzos. So if you were to take out such an underdone matzah, the peel that you use to remove that matzah would also be considered usur, because we would be concerned that it might impart some chametz quality further into the matzahs. We have a strict separation. Anything that might be chametz, we strictly keep away from, even before Pesach, while we're preparing for Pesach. Okay. Further, ve'im, and if it's impossible to know, im hayu chutin nimshachen mimena olo, if we're in a situation where it's impossible to know if the little strings of dough are meshach, if they stretch out from it olo or not, yesh lahachmir misafek. There is to be strict from a safek. Yeah, a suffix is a doubt. And we have a general rule for rabbinic matters. A suffix we're meichel by a suffix d'Rabbanan. We are lenient by a rabbinic doubt over a rabbinic rule, so we're lenient. But for a suffix d'Oraisa, a Torah isser, a Torah issue, if we are in doubt of it, then we're strict, because if we are over on the words of the rabbis, then it's not great, but it's not the end of the world. Whereas if we are over on the Torah, then, whenever we don't necessarily have to be, we're aware there's a problem, and since we're aware there's a problem, we should stay far away from it because of the line of the Torah rule. So we don't want to step over that line. So, because this is a Torah issue, we are machmir, we're strict. Okay? Yesh lahachmir misafek. There is to be strict because of this doubt, or from this doubt. Ach, but, or however, im karmu paneha, if the sides, the faces of the matzah have become warm, yesh lahachel. There is room to be lenient. So if the matzah is still white and it has any stretch left in it, then obviously we are not going to be lenient at all. But if the matzah seems a little white on the inside, but it has nice dark brown hue on its two sides, top and bottom, then there is room to be lenient, because this is, according to most opinions, some opinions at least, this would be considered baked. There is the charge amongst Ashkenazim, non-Ashkenazim sometimes charge Ashkenazim that we bake our matzahs to death, especially the Hasidim who use the hand matzahs and not the machine matzahs. There is a charge that we bake them to death, that they're just as crispy, and sometimes, depending on the bakery, literally there will be large black patches on the matzah. Since this is usually from a wood burning oven, I personally find these black patches to be appetizing. I enjoy that flavor. But anyway, that is a charge, is that we cook ours to death, basically because we make them so thin and we cook them so fast at such a hot temperature. So you're not going to run into this problem with the way we do things. But certainly in the old days, where they would bake at home or in the town oven, they didn't use these super stoked ovens like we do today. You might have run into problems where you had stretchy matzah, or matzah that was dark on the outside but still light on the inside. So if you were to come across such a matzah where it looked baked, but there was maybe a question once you got into it, there is room to be lenient there, because this, according to some opinions at least, is considered baked. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, that lecture. I hope you'll join me again for the next halacha. Kol tuv, hatzlacha rabba, keep learning.